Okay, there we go. So we're just making little hip figure eights in one direction. Feet are relaxed, spine is tall. And then pause and go the other way, figure eights in the other direction. And because it's ELDOA, myofascial stretches, you want to think about elongating the spine. So lengthen your neck, lift up out of your torso, lift up out of your pelvis. Okay, good. And now you're going to separate your feet a little bit wider, drop down into a squat, and then come back up. So inhale down, exhale up. You don't have to go far. I do want you to think about your sit bones widening when you go down and narrowing as you come up. Reach your arms forward and back. And if you can, if it feels okay, speed it up a little bit. Sit bones wide as you go down, narrow as you go up. Spine is tall. Your tailbone stays pointing to the floor. The crown of your head stays pushing to the ceiling. Good. And this whole warm-up, you're going to adjust as you like. Maybe you had a long day and you really want to go for it, or maybe you had a long day and you want to take it easy. So you decide. Wide sit bones on the way down, narrow on the way up. 10 more seconds. Whatever speed you've decided feels good for you. Tall spine. Nice work, everybody. We're doing it together, okay? And then bring your arms in, bring your feet in, and start to march, lifting your knees, swinging your arms in opposition. And I do want to warm us up fairly quickly today, so bring your thumbs to your shoulders and push up and down. Hands reach to the ceiling. Good, elbows wide, so try and keep your elbows higher than your heart. Good, now adding on to this, that spine, pull your tail down, push the crown of your head up. So there's a lot of active elongation. Good, 10 more seconds of this. Nice deep breath, taller spine if you can. Awesome, and then just relax your arms, bring your feet out wide again, back to those same squats. Sit bones go wide when you go down. They narrow when you come up. If you're starting to breathe a little harder, that's good. It makes me feel better. And your heart rate should be increasing a little bit. Again, you don't have to go far. Doesn't have to be a deep knee bend. More about the sit bones, widening and then coming back. Good. 10 more seconds of these. Strong spine, really press the crown of the head up. Drop the tail to the floor. Good. And then bring your feet in, arms to your shoulders, and back into that march with your knees and arms reaching to the ceiling. Nice work. I know you didn't really expect an aerobics class tonight, but the aerobics class part is almost done. So stay with it, taller spine if you can. Remember, you're standing back to back with your best friend in grade 8, and you want to be taller than them. It's that kind of feeling through your spine. Okay, 10 more seconds. Faster if you can with your arms. 5 more seconds, faster arms if you want. Good, and then relax your arms. Relax your legs. Take a couple of breaths. Here we go. We're moving down to the floor. So I'm going to adjust my camera. You can adjust yours if you like. We're going to be seated on the mat. And at this part, you can feel free to grab that pillow if you want. You might not need it right away. Good. Just sit right up on your sit bones and go for a really tall spine for me. So I'm just adjusting my screen here. Okay, nice tall spine. Hands down by your sides. Chin is tucked in a little bit, neck is long. Don't push your chest forward, just keep it nice and long. Feet are wider than your shoulders and your feet flex. And then you're gonna drop your knees over to one side and try to make 2 90-degree angles with each leg. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And then you're gonna open the left knee and bring the right knee over and make a 90-degree angle, 2 90-degree angles on this side. So put your right sit bone down, open your right knee, bring your left knee. Keep your spine really nice and tall. Open your left knee, bring your right knee in, make 2 90-degree angles. Keep going and try not to walk forward on your sit bones. So try to put that sit bone down and back so that you stay in the same place. Pull your tailbone down, a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. If you feel like you can do this without the assistance of your hands, bring your arms out, spread your fingers, only if you want to, that's totally optional. Keep moving the legs and the thighs from 90 to 90. We're just gonna go one more time each way, over to the left and then over to the right. Nice flat spine. Nice work, and then come into the center, relax your legs. Okay, so our first stretch, we're gonna come onto our side. Let's all go on the right side of the body. Put your hand fairly far out, so that right hand is fairly far out. You're gonna stack your knees and flex your feet. So knees are stacked, feet are flexed. Good, and then you're gonna pick your pelvis up and move it forward so that as much as possible, your knees, hips, and hand are in one line. And you have to be careful you don't push your ribs forward. You wanna tuck your tailbone under. You can even reach back with this hand and try and feel your low back as flat as it can be. Yeah, we are gonna push up. Okay, now tuck your tailbone under. Take the top leg and put it in front of the bottom leg. Yeah, perfect. Take the top arm, externally rotate it and extend your wrist. I'm sweating. Okay, here we go. Tuck your tailbone under. You're gonna think about your hand and your left knee, the top knee, moving forward a little bit. Let your pelvis go with it. And then tuck your tailbone under and imagine reaching your right knee towards the end of your mat. Press out of the right arm. Lift your ribs away from the floor. Nice, yeah, that was it, good. Hold here for 10 more seconds. This is our first round, so this is us figuring out the shape. Your right knee is reaching, you're lifting away from the floor, you're tucking your pelvis under, pushing forward through the hand and the knee. You should feel a good stretch on the side of that right hip. Now slowly back off onto your hip, relax your hand down, undo the legs, breathe as you come out of it, and just take a second. Just maybe a couple of breath cycles. We're gonna do the same side again. I think we'll just do 2 of this. This is a global postural stretch, so it's for the entire lateral hip, all the muscles and all the fascia on that side. One of the things we're gonna really think about is this bottom knee reaching to the bottom of your mat so that you're pulling all that tissue down with the knee. So go ahead and stack your feet, stack your knees, feet are flexed, knees are about 90. You're gonna bring your hip forward so that you're in as much of a straight line as possible on that arm and knee and hip. The top leg comes in front, and in a perfect world, which I'm not, this foot is in front of the hip, but you do what you can do. Lift up out of that right arm, lift your ribs away, take the left arm out, external rotation, spread your fingers. Now this reach of the arm comes from your back, so push from the shoulder blade forward. Let the left knee bring your pelvis forward, tuck your tailbone under. Good, even if it's just by sense, think about that right knee reaching down to the bottom of your mat. Tuck your tailbone under just a little bit more. Nice work, everybody. Take 2 more breaths into the lateral hip, lifting the ribs away, reaching the knee down. And then you're slowly backing off of the stretch. Come out slowly all the time. Relax the top leg, relax the bottom leg. Nice work. And then slowly make your way over to the other side. Lots of tension in the side hips often, so don't be surprised. Also side to side, it'll probably be different. So left hand goes out farther away. Knees and feet are stacked, feet are flexed. And then I'm gonna bring my hips forward to try and get basically an extension of the hips. Hips are open. Lift your ribs away from the floor and take your top foot in front. Nice. Everybody looks so like noble when we do that. Okay, take your arm out in front. We look like we're posing for something. And then press your hand and your knee forward, tuck your tailbone under. Good, keep breathing, lift the ribs away from the floor, tuck the tail a little more, and imagine that left kneecap reaching to the bottom edge of your mat. You can elongate your neck spine. We're gonna hold for just about 5 more seconds, just 30 seconds each go. And then really slowly you soften the top arm, relax back onto that left bum, release your legs and take the tension out and take a second here. So first round is done. And we're gonna see if we can get a little bit more tension in this second round. The tension being out through the crown of the head, out through the bottom knee, and out through the front arm, I'd say, are those 3 steps. So we'll go feet flexed, knees and feet stacked, set yourself up as straight a line as possible, which is a lot to ask, I know. Even if just right here is good, you could stay here. I should have said that earlier. You can take your top foot right above and then take your top arm in front. So lots of external rotation in that right arm. Press your ribs away, elongate, really push through the crown of the head to the ceiling. Push your left knee towards the end of your mat and tuck your tailbone under. So the knee is trying to reach away and it's pulling the hip down with it, but you're propped up on that left arm and the right hand and the right knee are pushing forward. And we have 10 more seconds. You're breathing into the stretch. Nice full breaths, stretching out the lateral hip. Nice work, everyone. Slowly relax the front arm. Back off the tension onto the left hip. Relax your legs and come on up. Okay, nice work. Okay, next to stretch. Here's where you might want that pillow. You shouldn't be sitting on your heels. I got confused there. So we're gonna start with our feet in front of us on our sit bones. And the pillow will come in, so just have it handy. See as a tester how it works for you if you were to put your right thigh to the side. So the goal will be right thigh to the side. Now, if you have tricky knees and they don't like that position, you can try bending the knee more. Sometimes that helps take the pressure off. Or you can sit yourself up on a pillow under that left sit bone and give yourself some support. I'm gonna flex my right foot and I'm gonna have my left foot a little closer if I can. So that's gonna be tricky. If you have really long legs, do what you can. This is for an area called the femoral triangle. So it's right in the groin here. You probably will feel it. Take a couple breaths here. If you're feeling secure, feel free to take the right arm out into external rotation and press forward through the heel of the hand. See if you can elongate your neck spine and just think, this is more intention than movement. Pull your left bum cheek, your right bum cheek back and reach your left knee, or your right knee, oh my gosh, Sherry. Pull your right bum cheek back and then reach your right knee away. So we're trying to deepen that space right at the groin. And then let's relax the arm and slowly shift onto your left hip. You can use your hands if you want to bring that leg in. And then we'll try the other side. So the test is just to see, can I get that leg out to the side? Do I need to bend my knee a little bit more? Can I keep the leg at about 90? How much can I bring this front leg in? Can I bring it like a sharper angle than 90? And just take a moment to see how that feels. Both sit bones are aiming to be down. You might have to just stay here for a few breaths and let it sort of sink in. So nice, easy breaths. If you're feeling solid, left arm comes out, externally rotated with a nice flat palm, good. The shoulder blade on the left side is wide as you reach forward. You tuck your chin towards your throat and elongate your spine. And then here we go, the left bum pulls back, the left kneecap reaches away. So we're trying to deepen that triangle right at the groin. And then you can soften the top arm, slowly shift onto your right hip and bring that knee in. We're gonna go one more time each side, this time with a little extra. You can, of course, do what we did the first round and that'll still be fine. If you want to be really fancy and all clinical and textbook about it, you're gonna lemniscat this front leg, which basically just means lift your big toe, press the arch of the foot to the floor, externally rotate the shin, internally rotate the thigh. So you can do that to fix this hip down. Then this knee is gonna think about going forward. It's not gonna move, but almost imagine it moving forward. The right knee moving forward while the right bum pulls back. Sit a little taller through your spine, elongate your neck, lift out of your low back. Take, if you like, your right arm forward and take a few nice deep breaths. Eyes are down and chin is tucked, so the back of your neck is really long. Just thinking about that bum cheek on the right side going back, but the knee moving a little bit forward, deepening that triangle. Couple more breaths here. Lots of good structures go through here, femoral nerve, the vein, the artery. Lymph nodes are here. And then slowly relax your arm. Good. Relax the tension in the front leg. Shift your weight onto your left hip and slowly shift around to the other side. Okay, so setting up gently first. At any point you stop and that could be the full stretch for you tonight. You don't have to go into the entire expression of the stretch. Okay, foot is flexed though. If you're being fancy, you're doing the lemniscat on the front leg, big toe up, arch down, shin out, thigh in, sitting tall, elongate your spine, and just give that a couple of seconds. See if you can settle both sit bones onto the floor. Stay with me. See if you can pull your left bum back and imagine your left knee moving forward. So it deepens right there in that right up beside the groin. Take your left arm, if you like, out in front. External rotation in a flat palm. Lift out of your mid back, lift out of your low back. Pull your left bum back. Think about your left knee moving forward, stretch up and down through the spine. If you're like me, you have to watch that your ribs don't pop forward, keep them back. Let's do one more breath, trying to deepen that triangle. Beautiful, nice work everyone. Relax your arms, relax the front foot, slowly shift onto that right hip. Bring the knee in. And just for a second, let's lie down on our backs. We're gonna be right back up, but just lie down on your back. Put your feet wider than your mat and let your knees drift side to side. So this is a fully passive position. You're gonna try and think about the weight of the femurs, the thigh bones, just dropping to the right and to the left. Pelvis stays relatively quiet. It can rock a little bit, but don't let your whole body twist. A few nice deep breaths there. You keep going and rest. I'm gonna just do a quick time check. Great. Okay, everybody. When you're ready, roll onto your side and come on up. We're gonna be in a tall kneeling position for the hip ELDOAs. And we're just gonna do the external rotation ELDOA today. So we'll be down on the left knee. If you're not able to kneel, go ahead and stand and put your right foot on a footstool. So those of you who've been working with me for a while know that modification. We're gonna have the left knee down or the left foot down and the right foot up to the side. Put your right heel in line with your left knee and then let your knee fall forward. Your right knee falls forward. Good. And this is just a good starting spot for now. You're gonna put your hands on your hips and just check that both hip bones are pointing forward. So you're not twisted in your pelvis. You're really truly square from hips and shoulders. And then tuck your tailbone under. So draw your tailbone down. Try and draw your right sit bone down to be level with your left sit bone, if you can feel that. Okay, we're gonna lengthen out through the crown of the head, long neck, nice long spine. Keep your right hip facing forward and slowly open the right knee, and only open the right knee to whatever degree you can keep that right hip forward. So don't push it. We'll get there. Okay, tuck your pelvis again a little more. You can even reach back, make sure your lumbar spine is flat, low back is flat. Take the other hand to the top of your head and push your head up into your hand. There's that elongation, good. Stay here with your hands, this looks really good. See if you can pull your low back back, push up through the crown of the head, bring the right knee back, but keep the right hip forward. Good, we're gonna stay here for today. Take your right hand off your head and reach it in front of you, external rotation, nice flat palm. Take your left arm and bring it all the way up by your ear in external rotation with a flat palm. Yeah, beautiful. From here, lift up out of your ribs, lift up out of your low back, pull your right knee back, push your right hip gently forward, tuck your chin and elongate your neck. Now, as we breathe, your spine gets taller, your right knee pulls back, and then this is just by sense. You want your right kneecap to try and stretch out to the right, and you want the opposite side, your left hip, to push out to the left. Just by sense, can you widen the distance between your right kneecap and your left hip? Your arms are reaching from the back. Your tail is pulling down, crown of the head going up. You're gonna hold for 10 more seconds, breathing into your belly, tuck the pelvis, lift out of the spine, right knee to the side, left hip to the opposite side for 3 and 2. One more time, the right knee back, right hip forward. Now keep everything and lower the left arm down. Bring both hands back to your hips. Keep your spine as you release your right knee slowly forward. Good, and then bring your right knee underneath you. Whoop, relax your spine. Nice work, moving to the other side. So set yourself up so your right knee is down and your left foot is in line with the right knee. We're looking for about a 90-degree angle between the thigh and the shin, and then just let that left knee drop forward. So there's no difficulty to square off the pelvis. So tuck your tailbone under, try and level off your sit bones a little bit. Good, your hands can be your guide. As you slowly open the left knee to the side, you keep your left hip forward. So don't let your knee opening to the side twist your pelvis. Yeah, excellent, nice work. Okay, tuck your tailbone under a little more. Let's take the right hand to the low back. Bring your low back into your hand. Take the left hand to the crown of your head. Push the crown of your head up into your hand. Don't push your ribs forward. Elongate the spine. Now the left knee moves back. Left hip moves forward. Take your left arm out in front of your shoulder. Externally rotated, nice wide palm, good. Right arm goes all the way up by the right ear. So you're one straight line from hand to knee. And now we'll just look gently down over our cheekbones. Breathe into your belly. Push your arms away from the shoulder blades. One shoulder blade going wide and up, the other one going wide and forward. Left knee back, left hip faces the front. Tuck the tail, lift out of the low back. Now stay here, and by sense, the left kneecap pushes to the left, the right hip pushes to the right. You widen the distance across the front of your pelvis. Don't lose the tuck though. Don't pop your ribs. You have 10 more seconds. Stay with me if you can, some nice deep breaths. Good, 5 more seconds. Reach the arms, elongate the spine. Good, 3, 2, and slowly bring the right arm down. Release the arms down. Keep your spine tall as you bring the left knee forward, and then relax your spine and relax your knee. Good, nice work. Let's come to a seated position. You're gonna have your legs in a diamond out in front of you. This is our second last ELDOA. The last one you'll be with your legs up the wall, so you get a nice reprieve there, probably. So just wiggle on your sit bones for a second. You know, like you're an impatient kid. You can't sit still. Good. So you can find your sit bones and then set your heels directly across from those sit bones. Check your legs for a 90-degree angle. Here, I'm going to rest my hands on my knees and gently, just really gently press down. So just the weight of my hands. You're going to flex your feet. So draw your toes up towards you and then evert your feet. Shine the soles of your feet to the floor. You can think about pressing the arches of your feet down and away and then pull your toes up. That should include a lot of tension in the low legs. Knees are sinking down and wide. Now bring your low back back. Tuck your chin in a little bit and press the crown of your head up just like you were doing in the hip ELDOA. Take a couple breaths here, getting taller. Good. And take your arms out in front. Externally rotate your arms, extend your wrists, nice spread fingers. Let's start halfway up. Bring your arms halfway up, 45 degrees. Excellent. Keep them a little narrow if you can. See if you can keep your head and your ribs back in line with your low back. And then slowly bring your arms the rest of the way up. See if you can keep your spine perfectly straight while your arms come up by your ears. Your arms only go as high as you can keep your spine straight. And then once you're there, shoulder blades are wide across your back and then push them up. Shoulder blades wide and push them up. Bring your arms a little closer to your ears. Look down over your cheekbones. Lift out of your low back. L4, your fourth lumbar vertebra, is one level below your belly button. Can you feel some tension there? Can you lift just below the belly button up? And can you sink your knees and your sit bones down? Good, you only have 10 more counts. 9, 8, keep growing taller. 7, 6, tuck the chin, lengthen the neck, lift out of the low back for 3, 2, now keep your spine really tall and bring your arms slowly down. Keep your spine tall as you relax your feet and your legs. And then finally relax your spine. You can bring your knees up to the ceiling, hang out here for a second. Take a couple of breaths. You made it. We're gonna go to the wall and just do L5S1 to finish. So you can take a field trip to your favorite wall. With or without a mat, doesn't really matter, but you're gonna lie with your legs up the wall, and no matter, even if it means your knees have to be a little bit bent, get your sit bones right up against the wall. So once you're in place, I'll talk you through the beginning of it, and then I'm gonna come and just cue you from the computer. So I'm just gonna get my sit bones equally, so right and left sit bones, right up against that wall. It can be a doorway, it can be a couch, anything that you can put your legs up against without it moving. And your knees can be a little bit soft here. And we've reached the final ELDOA, so let's take a couple breaths and try to relax the low back and the back of the ribs into the floor. So now instead of pressing everything down or muscling through anything, you're actually going to try and drop into gravity a little bit. If your low back is still up off the floor, go ahead and tuck your pelvis just enough to get your low back to flatten. And then just by sense again, reach your tail or your tailbone, reach your sit bones and your tailbone through the wall. Keep your low back flat. And then nod your chin and let the back of your skull slide away from your shoulder blades. Now let's bring our arms up over our chest. Your palms are facing each other. Keep your upper back down. Sink your rib cage. Relax your breastbone. Try to drop everything closer to the floor. Your arms are going to externally rotate and then extend your wrists so your fingertips point to your knees. Heels of your hands push straight up to the ceiling. And let's work with the legs now. Straighten your legs as much as you can and flex your feet so your heels go up. Turn your legs in, knees and toes point in. shine the soles of your feet in towards each other. So pull your big toes down and then spread all your toes and pull them down towards your belly button. Take a few nice deep breaths here. Let your spine gently stretch out and flatten with every exhale. And when you're ready, start bringing your arms all the way back towards your ears. They're gonna land on either side of your head, not resting on the floor, but just reaching, hovering off the floor, right beside your head, pushing away from the wall. So the arms reach and the shoulder blades slide up the sides of your rib cage. Your low back stays sinking into the floor. Your heels reach up into the ceiling. Nice work, everyone. Stay with it. See if you can push your calf muscles gently into the wall. Stay there. Keep your sacrum sinking. Base of the spine sinks. And then use your arms to gently pull your low back away from your sacrum. Literally only 10 seconds left. 9, 8, you can do it. 7, 6, ribs down. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep your spine, bring your arms slowly up, nice and slow. Breathe as you come out. Relax your arms down, then relax your feet, your legs, your pelvis, your spine. You can close your eyes or leave them open. Take some nice deep breaths. Nice work, you did great. That was really good. Just rest here, really important. Let all those tissues rest now. After all, that was a lot of work. A bit of a whirlwind class. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna leave you here, but thanks again. That was a great class. You did awesome. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Rehydrate, everybody. Bye.